Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, I had to give a shout out to Mysterio showing up in Homecoming and definitely play with this character. But, overall, man, we are in the Thursday of greatness. One of my favorite shows already come out on Thursdays, and to add another great show like this one that we're talking about this week is pretty fun. Promise Neverland, man. Holy crap. It's going just about as crazy as I expected it. With what we get to see in this week's episode, we get this awful false sense of security when we are, listening to Emma and pretty much guessing if she, um, if she's gonna be okay, if she can even, hide the fact that she knows these different things and stuff like that. So not only is she in that type of situation where she literally verbatim needs to like lie and act as if she's not scared or anything, we're looking at someone who, you know, is usually the most cheery person in the world to all of a sudden not doing things that they would normally do. Um, and when I say they, I'm talking about George as well. He definitely was, more cautious probably and stuff like that. And it's pretty obvious to someone who's been dealing with overall their personalities, their tendencies, their everything. When if you can really call yourself a mom when you pay attention to every uh, little detail your children do, and if she really thinks that she is quote unquote the mother, or she's playing the role of how she believes a mother should be, she should know all these things, and that's probably a good reason why she's so focused on them. Um, I just hope that whatever she does do, or whatever she's gonna continuously do through the show, and show us that her, and I'm talking about the mom, and like show us her like side of things or whatever. I just really hope she doesn't turn out to be like a character who's like trying to like after a while she's like, if you kids get away, I'm going to die, and like she tries to beg for her own life or something, like, and we get to see those monsters like eat her head off for losing track of the children or something. That would be amazing. But as of right now, man, I just truly hate this mom that they have going on right now. Um, and how she's pretty much just capable of doing all these things with a freaking smile on her face, mind you. So that's pretty rough. Not to mention, the kids are going to have to figure out a way to try to get all of them out and safe, and it just doesn't seem possible at this moment in time because of what we learned in this week's episode. Seemingly we're not going to see any types of escape for these kids, and they're trying to do it all within 2 months. So the whole problem with it is we see this weird quote unquote pocket watch, which clearly it's not a watch, it's just some type of thing that symbols one. And when she pulls it out, she instantly leaves the kids and goes and finds this girl who is like could be just sleeping in the middle of no, like not in like out in nowhere, but she could be in like a whole set of bushes and all this and that, and she still goes out there and just finds her easy as day. So seemingly, if I was a guessing man, there would have to be reasonings behind all of the certain things that are done to these kids in this place, and I feel like one of them would be the numbers on their neck being the things that can be tracked. Um, that's my first idea, because I mean, if it isn't the numbers and it's something on the clothes, that would be kind of dumb because uh, it's not like they can. It's not like they can't ditch the clothes and stuff, you know. So to think that they're and if they are high quality stock, like if they're high quality things to these people, they would put a lot of resource into being able to find their resources and make sure they're not losing any resources. So it only makes sense that the numbers are probably some type of tracking device within it, or literally just a tracking number or something like that. So that kind of sucks, because it seems like they're tatted on them, and that's like permanent, you know, unless they somehow find some alien tech that can zap it off or something, or I don't even know. I honestly don't know. This show is so dope when it comes down to how do they do anything after this, you know? And I was pretty much right and wrong at the same time about Ray, I believe is his name. But like I knew he would probably figure out that something was up with them much quicker than they could just go out and tell him about it, or that they kind of didn't want him involved in it because they didn't even know what the heck was going on. So why fully bring someone in on it that can still act normal, you know, and not have to deal with such like trying to lie and trying not to get caught. But with his added 2 cents, he's very much the logical one of the bunch, and for good reason, because trying to get 37 kids to escape that are like either 6 years old or, you know, not lower, 6 year old or close to 12, there's not a lot you can do um, to make them work in a much better way, in the sense of being quiet, following directions, not, you know, just doing things that they aren't told to do. It's a lot harder to make, uh, you know, 6, 7, 8 year olds do exactly as they're told, because if they did do that, 6 and 7, 8 year olds would probably have a bigger role in society if they were more mature at that age. So that's just how the government gets down. They're like, wait, 8 year olds can read, write, learn, and all this stuff and follow directions? Why aren't they in the army? um, but yeah, so all that I'm really getting from this is it seemingly is impossible to escape. The wall that they find that's pretty much has the gate and the car where Connie was taken, uh, that whole wall along that thing is super dense, so they can't just break through it. And then after you climb up, there's still this like huge flat part that you could probably have a freaking fight on top of with samurais. Like the top up there is probably this almost the same size as one of these stages on this game. And to think that they then have to get up there and then climb down on the other side when they already got to climb up, and somehow they got to do that with 37 people. So my initial thought was, with 37 people, they already kind of have to change the tactics, you know, like if she can track you guys quicker than, you know, as quick as she did with the other girl, it's not going to take her that long to track you all to one location. And that's why it's really cool that as soon as they find out about the tracking device, they don't exclude it. They now keep it in mind, like, we really got to take care of that thing, or it's going to be the only thing that really takes us out in the long run of this whole entire battle. Um, but that's just me guessing, because I mean, shoot, they could find a way around it, and then somehow the people that they found a way around it added a new system that was a backup system, you know? And speaking of backups, we get a new mother, and I was talking about her in the last review because I saw her in the openings and the ending, I believe. So it's funny that these moms, quote unquote, show up in instances where it's like, oh yeah, all these kids are having so much fun, and then here comes these moms having fun too. Like, no, no, these moms are not fun people. I hate that the song is like literally tricking us to believe that everything's all good. And I mean, sure, there's some images that say differently, but from what the mothers and stuff are acting like, including what they said in this week's episode when Emma is finally face to face with Mother and in an alone area. I guess not really an alone area. She's like in the hallway of where all the kids sleep and stuff, and she's looking at Emma was looking at a picture of where Connie probably put it, and supposedly Mother just rips Connie's picture out. I mean, you know, because she could probably find a better use for that space for another kid that's gonna draw and feel like it's a part of the family. I feel like this is kind of like Resident Evil, Bioshock, kind of like, welcome to the family, son. But yeah, I truly, truly recommend you guys checking out the show, giving it a chance. I only would say this about the show, and people are gonna take it in a negative stance, is I recommend you waiting on this. Like, let it build. Let the show have multiple episodes, because it's going to keep coming out every Thursday. Right now, after watching this, I'm just that much more itchy to go and read the manga and stuff like that. And that's not what I want my channel to be based on for myself when it comes down to these reviews and putting out the info that I'm putting out, because I'm literally going in with an honest, I don't know mindset. And if I start reading, and I try to do these reviews, it's just gonna be a lie in my opinion, you know, like, it's not what I want to put out, like a half-assed review of me not actually knowing what's going on, but then trying to act surprised about it. Like, nah, bro, it's not like that. Because some of these people that do reviews or even have their videos on their channels, like of video games mainly, they've already played parts of the game and saw some of the jump scares and saw some of the things, so they make sure that, hey, oh, because this is in the game, I probably shouldn't put it in the game, because you don't really know what's going to happen so far in a game that could risk your channel. So what do? You go ahead of time, check it out, make sure it's safe for your content, and boom bam, you go in there. But with me, it's unfair for me to, you know, read the manga, go through a light novel, be like, wow, this could happen in this arc, and then watch the anime, and once it happens, or happens only a tiny bit differently, that's what I'm reacting on, you know? Like, it just doesn't feel as powerful to me, and not as honest as well. So I really want to read this, and that's pretty much how this show is going for me. Like, I want to know everything that could be possibly popping off right now, but I can wait. With having the anime right here, I've waited longer for this anime to even have a release date. I already knew about it, you know. It didn't even have an anime, and I was still waiting on it, you know. So if you guys are doing the same, I hope you guys are the ones subscribing, because if not, I hope you guys drop some knowledge on the stuff I talk about in these reviews. If you guys can just you know, if you're answering questions that I'm asking, it's so greatly appreciated. It helps me stress that little bit much more, or know that if I am going in a direction, am I right or am I wrong? And then I can kind of, you know, base my next opinion on that. Like, oh snap, your boy was right, or your boy was terribly, terribly wrong. And I enjoy stuff like that. But overall, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the Promised Neverland as much as I am. I'm about to drop another video, so make sure you have the notification bell on. When that one goes live, you'll be instantly notified, just like you are if you have it with this one. So with that, my anime people and my new anime people, thank you so much for the support, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Alright, peace.